Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I over traded, and I did this in a strange way. Because I'm trading combines solely, I thought that I could start scalping, and then therefore I would be able to trade more price action of the day. But if you look at what we have charted, we have a DC and a 90 minute. That was mainly our bearish confluence for the day, bearish daily cycle, and the 90 minute. If you can see this on the 5 minute, then you can see how the first presented was clearly our indication to sell off. I mean, so this is a scenario where we have also a weekly cycle above the high, but if we're going highest time frame that we need to low, start on the 1 hour. You can see in the week we got right here previous week high getting swept, and that is also inside of the range on ES and NQ. ES lower than NQ, but now we're starting to create highs and shift away from the highs of the market with like aggressive crime correlations. I mean, there was weekly cycles above here when they were put in place. So that is the reason for the crime correlation high time frame. However, lower, we do have the 90 minute here at open. You can see opening 30-minute PO3 was pretty aggressive. That was our opening 30-minute PO3, but this time is just when we swept out our highs. You can see on the charting that DC and the 90-minute, basically a resweep of the DC and then another 90-minute. So we have three high time frame crime correlations. That means we're expecting today to be manipulation. It plays a line with expansion, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. However, this is interesting because if we're dropping already, we're heavily gonna drop and changing direction in the market when manipulation, we're at CE of the range, right? It doesn't matter really what range we're in. We're at CE of this. If we're not going to be bullish here, we're going to be bearish. And if we're bearish, then we're hitting like previous weekly low, which we're drawing to right now. And then this is our daily for value gap, I believe. Oh no, that's our monthly. This is our much higher time frame. So actually we're getting closer and closer to these targets, which I do want to point out on I think it's the weekly. No, it's the daily. So daily, this resweep right here is very important because in the daily on our annual, this is literally where CE of the entire range of the year is. It's basically that point, which if I put on the OTE to show you right now, I mean, look at that. It's right below there, perfectly aligned. It's not on ES. It's actually like much further away, but still, because it's so near on NQ, I mean, it looks like it'd be close, but no, it's not. So because that, I'm looking for ES to be at this target, which is this pullback low here, and then looking at NQ to be right here, 26,000 or 27,000 basically for the index, which it's at 30 right now. It's trading at 30, so that'll be a nice pullback. Anyway, going back to NQ on the minute, there's just so many executions today. How many is there? I want to say 11 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 executions. Okay. This all happens. It happens to everyone. You let it happen yourself, but it does happen to everyone. So unfortunate, but we just have to get over this. So True New York, because True New York got swept to the high, we're anticipating lower, and because we were trading off of 5-minute structure more than 15-minute, then, I mean, 15-minute CISD internally, I usually only use 15-minute CISD for like a high pivot. I don't like it at OTE as much unless we have a crime correlation. And because this is crime correlation moving lower and we had one below to move higher, that means in OTE, usually we're going to move bullish or bearish. And usually it's a reversal to continue high time frame direction, but we've now switched high time frame direction and we're high time frame bearish. So this playing out and just dropping lower, you couldn't catch a reversal here. So if you're bearish, instinctively off of open, we should have saw that the true microcycle open, high time frame crime correlations got risk swept at open, and then we traded below that for the entirety of regular trading hours. So right there, our high was the opening candle. And then after that, first presented, respected, but sloppy. So That's why I didn't like it for the entry. That's why I was looking at the 2 and 3 minute, because there was a 3 minute gap right here that actually got respected, which was also 5 minute. So this 3 minute, like just looking at order flow, 3 minute was the best to trade off of. 2 minute was more difficult, but I traded this 2 minute, and I just didn't like price action trading on just time frame alignment. I usually like the crack correlation so I can narrow a stop even more. Otherwise, then I'm trading like 1 to 2s basically, and I'm not getting that 1 to 3, 1 to 4 R and plus potential, because there was like this is a low. This is low of previous week. No, no, previous weekly lows here, but like this is low of the range because we had kind of had a bigger range, and just there from the first presented was like it was probably like a 200 point drop. So just shorting, valid short positions would be first presented, another gap here, stop at the high, 50 points, 62 at most, for like 200, 214. That'd be a trade. I did not take that whatsoever. I did not take that. I just didn't see it. And when first presented got created, I kind of just neglected it, sadly. I mean, I don't know why I do like using first presented. True microcycle open. I expected this to be bullish, to be honest, because we had this bullish DC in, and then we dropped and broke it, and I thought that ES was going to drop it right after, and it did. And so we were kind of in that, like, we're going to choose a direction, and we're going to stick to it for the rest of the day mindset, because I knew that price was like, they're going to go one directional off of a pivot of OTE. It wasn't going to hit both sides, likely. So manipulation and actually approaching distribution, the 90 minute and for the day. So PM could be setting up as well. PM's usually traded on the 5 minute. So looking at this, we don't have any. We have 5 minute CSD. So this is like strictly ICT concepts. If we're playing off of things like, I'm just gonna chart this for the rest of the day and see how it plays. But if we're looking at just price action trading alone, then this is what you do. You don't look for crank correlations. You just look for change in states. Change in states and SMTs is really the only crank correlation you're going to get. So, I mean, that is still the ICT concept, SMTs, but specific ones, not so much. So, you're going to have to just stick with like a higher RR or higher, like 5 minute CISD, 95 to put like OTE of the range for the day. There's your 1 to almost 2. Like bigger stop, bigger, smaller RR. So that's it. I'm just going to be watching price action for the rest of the day. I don't want to trade anymore. I don't want to do anything. I just kind of didn't do great. Let me actually mark at 10:30 because I do want to see. Okay, one thing I do want to mention for 10:30 price. If it is large, you can use the 30-second for the 10 a.m. Because look at, this is like really when our 10 a.m. price opens. So sometimes it's not a big difference, but other times the 30-second is like it's half the size of the 1 minute. If the 1 minute is like a 60 point candle, then you want to use a different range than that big ass range. And ideally, I use the bodies first and foremost, and then use whatever we're trading. Like if we're bearish, use the lower one. If we're bullish, use the upper one because I want to see how reactive it is. I mean, upper wick with the body. So include the body all the time. So this is what I'm just using. It's not that big, so I'll just use the entirety of it. So that is our 10:30. 10 a.m. right here. So what am I expecting if we're just like reading price action based on my model? Is we're looking, since I know the 15-minute is higher time frame, but we're not really trading into it. This is like more of a reversal type of 15-minute. Kind of looks like, because we have higher ones. We might be trading into a 1 hour pretty soon, which is all the way up here, which is in the range of the OTEC, which is like kind of midpoint, no, like upper part of the 4 hour. So like just reading price action like that is how I would go about, reading the rest of the day today based on my model. I mean, if it's going to retrace, then we're getting like a dump and a reversal at the same day. Like I said, 10:30 late reversal. I mean, this can just play out really slow, even though we open 10:30, close to 30 minutes ago. It can still take a while for this to play out because it's on the daily cycle. So we're moving on the 5 minute, and that's going to hold the highest power. So that is all. just gonna get off. There's no reason for me to be on the charts today. I mean, I could trade the two combines that I had left behind, and they're probably, I think, close to like $600 off from the ones that are leading. So it kind of sucks, but I think we're just gonna get through it and read price action better tomorrow morning. And I still can't trade Asia because I'm working then, and so I just don't have the time or my computer. So I'm just not gonna do that shit on my phone because it would be basically lost. It would be lost once I opened up the fucking app, TradingView app. So that's it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.